I booked a trip to go to Sydney for a weekend just because I wanted a bit of change and something different, but at the same time something familiar. And Sydney is a very familiar place to me because I spent a lot of my life there, my childhood there growing up. And I also spent a couple of years there in my early 20s when I was studying at university. So it's a place that holds a lot of memory for me. And whenever I go to a place where I have a lot of memories and where I've spent a lot of time, I always have so many thoughts and feelings that come to the surface. And so a lot of this video is me expressing those thoughts and feelings about home and identity and belonging and the memories that you have in a place. And some of this video is also just some lighthearted moments that I found in between, but I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope that it can maybe lead to some inner reflections within yourself as well. And as always, thank you so much for being here. I'm taking a little trip down memory lane this morning, and I've come to the park where I used to live near here. So I grew up here from like the age of 5 or 6 to about 12. And I used to come to this park with my best friend, and we used to climb these trees together. I have memories of us climbing in these trees, and I used to spend a lot of time at this park and just like this whole area in general. And yeah, I just want to have a little walk and talk about memory and place and identity. And yeah, I have like faint memories of there being a slide up here, and I remember having like a picnic with a friend one time up on this grassy area, so I want to go and explore. So let me just like set the scene. There's a big oval here, and there's a school having their athletics carnival, or it looks like that's what they're doing. And I remember having my athletics carnival here when I went to school here, and I love seeing the just like things continuing and things happening and people living, literally just people living. I love seeing it. Let's go and see if the slide is real or if the slide is a figment of my imagination, because it's a really hazy memory. Let's go see. Is the slide real? Oh, it's beautiful. I don't think that the slide was real because there's no slide, which means that my memory has failed me and my memory has made up things. That's the thing with memory. It's always a little bit fictional. Just walking around this park and walking around the streets where I was walking around earlier, and it feels like I'm like playing a video game, and I'm picking up little like coins and things, and the coins are my memories, because I think that when you're in a place, it's like as you walk and as you experience the place that you once did, memories start to come back. I think maybe especially for me, because I feel like it's really stuck in like a certain era of my life because I moved away. It feels like a real privilege to be able to do that and to be able to wander the streets of, the place that you once lived and, experience your memories through being in a place, because so much of the world and so many people, I think, don't have that experience of being able to go back to where they had these memories and experience that place again, like with war. Like think about Palestine now, people, and that's why land is so important. And it's not just like, oh yeah, you can go somewhere else and then all is well. And I feel like there's just such importance to place, and it plays such a part in our identity and it's funny because we all have different experiences of a place. You know, two people could be in the same place and have a completely different experience of that place. But I feel like place shapes us in a way, and we also shape place. Because I think that we really do become a product of our environment and a product of the things that we experience in that environment and the things that that place or that space allows us to experience. You know, like whether the geography of where you live, the culture of where you live, or the things that you do in that place. But then also I feel like your personal experience of that place shapes it for you as well, you know, like, and it shapes the way that you perceive that place and what you think about that place. And we all build these like pictures in our heads of place. And yeah, I just think it's a real privilege to be able to just wander through the place that you lived and collect your memories again. And I'm really enjoying it right now. Even when I was sat in this cafe earlier, they started playing a song, Wonderful World, Beautiful People. You know, it's by Jimmy Cliff, and I have that vinyl, and it's my mum's. And I remember her telling me a story about how that vinyl reminds her of her brother, because he used to always play it, and he used to play it on like these big speakers. And through them playing that song, I was like reminded of a memory that my mum had. And I don't know, I think that memory is such a portal and so pivotal to like shaping us and forming our identities and our perceptions, which is like how we move through the world. But I'm really enjoying this moment here right now. I found a big sunny spot to lie in, and I'm going to stare at the clouds and read my book. I'm on a mission to finish this book hopefully this week, because I feel like I want to wrap it up. I have another book that I want to start. It's Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer, which has been an absolutely delightful read. I feel like it's such an important book, and I think that everybody should read it. So go buy it and read it, because it's so good. And it's really been like, it's one of those books that changes your perception or alters your perception in some way, like a life-changing book. Gives you a lot to think about and a lot to process in a really amazing way. Oh my god, this feels so good. Oh my goodness. This is a real pastime. Just laying down and staring at the sky, watching the clouds like morph into new ones. They're so silent, and they move with such grace, the clouds. Like they move so fast yet so slow. It's so beautiful to watch. This is a real perfect moment. Like, it's so still and quiet up here and so sunny and beautiful, but then in the distance I can hear children and families enjoying themselves, and the athletics carnival, the playground down there. There's so much activity, so much happening, yet at the same time it's so still. It's wonderful. Wonderful world, beautiful people. Beautiful people. You and your girl. And another thing about memory and place and time and all these concepts I'm talking about, another thing that I want to add is that your memory of a place is like one page in that place's book of memory, because place has memory, right? And what comes before that, always when you go back, is always the indigenous peoples of the land. Like, my memory of this place is as a kid, and I used to come here and chill very much like I am right now, but this place has memory far beyond the time of probably this hill even being here, or some of these trees being planted here and this building being here. It has its own memory. But yes, this always was and always will be Aboriginal, Indigenous land. I'm honestly just so grateful to have grown up amongst this land in Australia, in New South Wales, between like here and Byron Bay. Like, I feel like my life has been so enriched by by being a part of the land here. I think it's really shaped me, and I'm so grateful. So many thoughts, so many feelings, so much, but at the same time, so much stillness and calmness. I love it. I love it so much. I love it when I get to a place in my mind where I'm just like, and things just kind of come and go and come and go. Anyway, I'm yapping far too much for the start of this video. I live and the more I move through life, I feel this sense of gratitude within me that sort of swells the more I experience, and the more people I get to know and the more places I get to know, the sense of gratitude just grows and grows. And I feel so blessed to have experienced certain places and called certain places home, and found home in all the little pockets of places as well. I found home in people and friendship. I found home in random parks. I found home in trees. I found home in houses. I found home in so many little fragments and places, and I feel a sense of excitement in me around where else I will call home in the future, where else I'll find this feeling of comfort, and in what other places I will bury nostalgia to unearth in the future. It just continues on, and it's so wonderful, the memories we get to make in places and the patina that builds over time.